you're Daughter of the Water on Instagram, but your name is Courtney Nord.
Yeah, yeah, I released it under my name.
Yeah, which happens
Yeah.
to be like, I think it's a cool name. Like, so I have a last name of Janitis, so it's kind of like,
Mhm.
oh man, how am I supposed to work with this? But with a name like Courtney Nord, it's like very, it's easy. It's easy to say. It's got a good ring to it. And
Yeah, I was thinking of names when I was gonna put anything out there, and I was like, man, I can't think of anything good. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna put my name down. That's just, my given name. And
yeah,
it's good. I like
I
it too for
like it.
that reason. It just fits.
Hmm. So now I don't know what your thoughts are going to be about this, but so I've been checking out the music, and some of it reminds me of Bjork. Does
Hmm.
has anybody ever said that to you?
Yeah, yeah, I've heard
Okay.
it before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
like having like experimental music, if you want to call it. Like everything I've released. That's why I like Velvet Division is like demos, and I was like, oh my god, they're doing it too, in a way, because I didn't hit up a producer till recently.
I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. It's funny how it's actually more likely to see bears in California than in Finland, even though we are
They're
typically
wrestlers.
bear wrestlers. Yeah. So that's yeah. Well, Finland there's bears, but yeah, California there's black bears. They're not the
Yeah, it's on our flag,
grizzlies.
our state flag. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, black bears. Grizzlies are like Alaska and northern, like Canada, so you don't see grizzlies and. But black bears are actually pretty. As we get off the track with the
Yeah.
bears, black bears are actually dangerous because they typically go into populated areas easily, more so than grizzly
Mhm.
bears, and they're the ones that'll cause trouble.
Yeah, they're like the ones most caught on film because they're always right in your yard.
Yeah, they're always picking through
Yeah.
garbage and stuff.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I live
so,
in a national forest technically, so I don't doubt that there's one like within a mile of me right at this moment.
okay, wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's great. This is so I think it's cool that you remind me that Taru. I had Taru on the other day. She's
Hmm.
a female singer songwriter, and she said the same thing. She was on the stream, and I was asking her about her music and how much of it is released because, like you were saying, I just released these Velvet Division demos, and she was like, "Well, I have all these songs, but like I don't know. I didn't release them yet because they're kind of demos."
Hmm.
And then I was explaining to her, I was like, "Well, the way I see it, and this is my non-professional opinion, but if you recorded a song and it sounds like you captured the integrity of what the song is about. So therefore, you record the song, you sing it pretty well, and you go through it, and it's the song. Maybe it's
Hmm.
not you going to the most lavish recording studio and like making it sound like the best thing ever
Hmm.
to happen, but you recorded a song and it's the song and it's you singing it. I was like, I would release those because that's actually kind of cool. And then when you go and do it in the studio for real, people can listen to the studio recording and they can also listen to the demo recording. And my favorite bands, if they have demo recordings of their songs way before they did the studio song,
Yes.
I would probably
I
be a
love
big
that.
fan. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like growing up. I was always like looking through because I always had the internet and stuff, and I was always looking for the live versions of all these bands I'd listened to as a kid because I was like, that's so much better. And it's like it's not the best quality. The recording wasn't the best. Sometimes the drums are a little too loud, but it's like something about that. It just captures just feeling, and in my head. It's sometimes it's a little better than the recorded version or like
So,
a first draft.
yeah, so you are saying that you've been doing that, sort of. You've been
Hmm.
releasing their
Just
demos,
demos. Yeah,
like home
essentially.
recordings, home recordings.
Hmm. Yeah, just
Right.
just like right here with this little mic right here.
Okay. Yeah, that's to me, I think that's fantastic, and I think a lot more artists should feel liberated. They should feel liberated and let their demos out because I just think it's better to have a bigger catalog.
Oh yes.
And going forward, of course, if you want to just keep the demos and then never do anything and just release them, that's cool too. But I'm just saying it would be cool to do it so like in the future, like a year from now or 2 years from now, when you, because for me it's like I would love to. I have this great album that I want to do personally, but I need to put together the budget to do it because it's going to take this and that and flying this person here and all that stuff. So those things can be expensive. So I have to prepare for that. So I would rather release the demos for people to at least hear and enjoy them and then anticipate, ooh, you're going to go to the studio. So when Courtney Nord is releasing her music, also, Courtney, you have fabulous, your Instagram, everybody follow Daughter of the Water on Instagram. That's how she goes by. She's got such a cool, eclectic, like artsy style in her music, but also on your social media, which I thought was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot because, when I do these live streams, I prepare and I snoop around and I, find information and I was like, wow, your page is super cool. I think you're very artsy. I told you when I messaged you, I said, I really like your style and I would like to talk about it. So here we are talking about it. Tell me about this photo.
I don't even know. I was just building this most recent album that I had released, or EP, these, collected demos. And I was thinking of the vibe of it and what I could see in it and how I would feel if I'm, this alter ego or whatever. And I thought of the first song I had in there called Reborn, where you kind of have this like comic book character or something. When I had that picture and I was taking it, I was thinking like, oh, this is who she is. And I looked at that and it helped me build the basis for what I wanted to be the album of, is that kind of like idea of, what would you call it? Like a femme fatale, I guess.
Yeah. And is that like in your apartment? That's a cool mirror.
Yeah. It's just, it's super tiny. Yeah. It's like, it's right there. There it is.
Oh, that's it? Yeah. Wow. That is small.
Yeah, just this little mirror right here. But I had my phone like at an angle, you just get it right.
Yeah. Well, I know all the girls know how to do all those special angles and all that stuff. So I guess you're good at that too.
Yeah, and I just turned it into my album art too. That last photo is actually for the song that I have coming up in like 2 days. Yeah. And I just put like X's over the eyes. It was like from that photo. I did like a few photos like that. One of those made it as the album cover. I was like, you know what? I'll just do this one,
Yeah. Well, no. And that goes back to the point. Like, I think people get the wrong impression. Like, with technology today, like you say, you have your studio in your house, but see the studio you have in your house, most likely, I don't know, I haven't seen it, but most likely it's like a little USB audio interface that has 2 inputs, and you're probably running some software like Reaper or something like that. And to be honest with you, that is amazing. That's all you really need, because in the end, you're just recording a WAV file, right? And then you're mixing them together, and they're all going to be spit out into most likely MP3s, because that's where everybody listens to most of their music. They don't go to Tidal. I think Tidal is the one platform where that's like they say that's the best, highest quality music, like WAV files. But other than that, like Spotify, YouTube, it's all compressed MP3 files. So
yeah.
So it's what you're doing is totally cool. Totally cool.
Yeah, I mean, I did recently talk to a producer, and I've been going to various studios with her, and it's a lot different feel to it, and it definitely sounds a lot better quality. But I feel like when I'm in there, I don't have the right mood. Like, my sound's a little different than when I'm at home, and it's like I'm thinking, man, I should just get a little bit better mic and record this at home at this point, because I just have the mood, because I'm just so used to it.
Yeah. I think that's great. So tell me about this photo here. Tell me about this photo.
I think I was like just getting close to like Halloween, and I was feeling very, what do you call it, like cosplay. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do some like 80s hairband looking, makeup here, and I'm gonna get one of my throwing knives, because it's it's just a recreational sport that I partake in. I'm not like some psychopath necessarily, but it's just fun. It's all just fun. It's just building the character. Yeah.
So you're into throwing knives. Is that like that's a sport too, right? You can get pretty competitive.
Yeah, it's like archery in a way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's something interesting that I learned about you today. even more stuff. And this one, I'm just going through some photos. This is, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
some of your guitars on your wall, and you must have been, forget the caption in this one, but it was something you're getting, I don't know, I forget what you wrote in this one, but this is an older photo on your Instagram page. I like this one here. I like this one here.
Oh, that's actually a cosplay. Yeah, that's from an actual comic book. And I recreated that. It's like I just get these ideas. Yeah, exactly. There it is.
And I had the cosplay lover of the knot cosplay from Croatia, and I did his live stream a few times, and you know.
Here, sorry, I have my kid here.
Oh, that's okay.
Hey, you wanna come here? Okay.
Uh-oh. How old is he?
Oh, he's 2 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So he needs attention.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that there was some interview with like some cosplay people.
Yeah.
And from Croatia.
Yeah. Well, hey, do you want to do the stream? We can come back and we can do it in a little bit when
somebody else is here with me right now. I just wanted to go make sure he was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and I have a little boy on the way. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the wow, because I like it. It doesn't bother me.
No, he's just sitting there with a big smile, just making this noise, like laying on the floor, really relaxed right now. And I'm just like, are you okay?
Yeah. Cool. So here's this photo of you. This is where I got the Bjorkish. Like, it looks like it could be Bjork beating somebody up at the airport type of photo look or something.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, it's
I thought of that Drake cover when Drake had an album and it was just like his profile, and then he did another one when he's like a little older, like an A and B side or something. And I was like, I feel like I stole his idea, but I like your idea. I like where you got it better. Well,
no, I mean, it's just, yeah, I guess it's the blonde hair, and because of the music, I was just thinking about her when I saw it. Of course, I know I keep going back to the Bjork reference, but I don't think you sound like Bjork. I just think that there's some similarities because you guys are both unique artists, and that's what I sort of mean by that. So, but speaking of unique artists, you have some cool video stuff, and you're like in some sort of gooky tub. What are you in?
It's a bathtub. It's just a regular bathtub.
Okay,
and
you must be wearing like something dark.
Yeah, I had like a black what do you call it? It's just like something that goes over clothes, like a shawl kind of a thing.
Okay. Yeah, that was. Yeah. It looks cool. Looks cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, in that specific video, I was trying to just like recreate a scene where somebody's kind of trapped in their own mind. So I was like, I'll just do it in the water because it kind of reminds me of the subconscious.
Yeah, and this is what I mean by like, you're so unique and so creative and all these things. I mean, are you filming this yourself, or do you have people helping with these videos?
I actually filmed them all myself, just with my phone. Oh, yes.
Dude, that's awesome, man. See, I give you props because you're doing it. You're being your own creative self. You're doing everything yourself. You're recording yourself. You're making your own videos. I mean, that's a lot of. It's not people don't understand, like, especially when you have a family and you have other things that you have to do to fit all of this into your normal day. It's not hard for people like yourself and like myself who are passionate, who have the drive and determination to do this. But for some people, it is very difficult to fit all of that into their schedule. But looks very, very cool. It's very, very, very unique style. Very unique style.
Thank you.
My mom is actually watching the stream now too, so that's very nice.
Ow!
And we got this video here. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite songs off of my new. I'm gonna relocate real quick.
Yeah, that's okay.
That works. Hi. But yeah, that was like my favorite song off of my new project. He's okay. There's multiple people here right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're okay.
I'm sure you have everything under control. And like I said,
Oh yeah.
I know when my daughter was 2 and 3, cry all the time, and
Oh yeah.
that's all. That's what we do as parents.
But yeah.
So yeah. So tell us about this. Obviously, again, you're doing this. You filmed this yourself, or
Yeah,
get
I
somebody to
wanted
help
it to
you?
be really emotional and feel really personal. In the previous videos I was doing, it was just these collages of the various clips, and I wanted it to just be one steady stream of me speaking the song because sometimes it feels a little bit more involved. Like I know when I'm watching a video,
Hmm.
when somebody's just talking the song or singing the song to your face, and I wanted to make it really theatrical.
Yeah,
But I'm still like learning everything with the sound and the audio, and I keep watching it back. I'm like, it's a little bit off with the words to my mouth, but it still turned
yeah.
out pretty good.
Well, you're better than me because I'm still I like editing videos and stuff, but when it comes to my own stuff, I'm like, it's still I always get help because it's hard for me to just to focus on like everything like you're doing. You're focusing on you got to understand you're focusing on coming up with the music, writing the music, recording the music,
Hmm.
making a video, editing the video, posting the video on social media and trying to get people to listen to it, then marketing and promoting yourself, doing live streams, talking to people, keeping yourself relevant. Like it's a lot of work. And like I
I like
said,
what you said when it's kind of effortless if you have enough passion and drive, and it's fun. If you don't look it directly in the face, it's a really fun process.
yes, it's something that I've I guess for me I've been doing it for a long time and I will keep doing it because I haven't lost that. But I do know, I always say this to myself, when the day comes when I go up on stage and perform or I'm trying to make music and I'm just really just not into it or I feel like it's just not what I'm into, that's when I know that, all right, well, I probably shouldn't do this anymore because that would mean that I'm trying to force it and I don't want to ever force anything. I do take time. Tell me about this. Do you ever experience moments during your songwriting and stuff like that where you just have to take some time off because it's just
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, like before I started releasing anything and I kind of just put it on the secret SoundCloud I had, it was like I would
okay,
over edit songs and I'd have to stop and I'd take like a month or two break from just touching my software like Ableton or Reaper or anything. I'm just like, I'm not doing this right now. I'm going to take
yeah,
a month break. And that happened for a little bit and then it picked back up for a little, like, sometime right after quarantine had hit, and I was just getting really inspired and I felt really museful. And I just started writing all these songs right after this big break, and then, it turned into an album and everything. And I think the break is just important as the hard work. I think, the playtime or the break time or whatever you're doing, like, 'cause I like to meditate or be spiritual and ground my creativity before I go and, exert all of my energy into it.
hmm. Do you do yoga or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I do yoga every day. And I
Wow,
have sound bowls and I'll sit and I'll meditate with the frequencies and it just brings me back to my body.
that's awesome. Um, do you? What about like? Well, because I've had some people on my live stream with like plant based and vegan and stuff. Are you into any of that stuff?
I was pescatarian for a
Uh,
while, a long while actually, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago I started eating like chicken and just meats again.
yeah, yeah. I was just wondering because I got really into it for a while. Of course, like I said, I have a baby on the way, so lately I've been trying to incorporate a little bit more like some fish and some things. So I'm not 100% like that, but it's good that a balanced, healthy lifestyle is definitely what I've been promoting and trying to do for myself. Yoga is a big thing. I just had somebody from a girl that makes yoga clothing from Hungary.
I saw that one,
Yeah,
yes.
she was
That was really cool.
she was cool. She was a goofy, funny, like giggling the whole time. But her stuff is cool, and then that motivated me to want to start, doing some basic, because I have to do basic yoga because I think anybody that first starts like myself, don't think that you can just jump into it and do it, because it's not easy. It's not easy if
Oh, yeah.
you have to practice at it. But
Yeah,
I
I
think
underestimate how long I've been doing it for sometimes. And if I have
okay,
anybody else like ask me to teach them, I'm always like a little bit over what they probably should be learning. Because I'm not a teacher, you know, I've just been doing it by myself. I took a few classes like back when I was a teenager, and I did dance for a while. So it kind of just came from all of that,
yeah.
but it is
So
hard.
so what? Yeah, it's just interesting to hear, like, because artists all are different, but at the same time, I think the ones that are goal oriented, focused, driven artists, they all kind of, I've noticed that a lot of us are very into health and fitness, because to keep your mind fit, you also have to keep your body fit. It's very important to keep both balanced, and to be able to create music is, I think that's what most artists are kind of been focusing on, at least with the ones that I've been talking to. And I'm happy to hear that, because it's very important to be healthy and, all those things, if you can, obviously.
Oh, yes.
So what would be like your goals for the upcoming, like, music stuff? I mean, are you at the point where you want to keep creating more stuff the way that you've been doing, and start, um, getting your focusing on your skills, and developing your skills on what you've been doing? Or do you think that there's time soon, or in the future, that you want to start doing something different, like bringing it to the studio and doing other things? What are you looking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I had actually gone into the studio for the first time back in, I believe, July or so, July, August. And that's when I started the song that this picture you have up, that was a video shoot for that song that's going to be released in 2 days. And
yeah,
I didn't think that I was going to be doing any songs at home, actually. I was like, okay, here's my producer. I'm going to work with her. We're going to put an album out. We're going to do all of this. But when I was going to the studio with her, she uses Ableton, and I would just watch her behind her back, seeing how she edited my music and what she was doing with everything. And it got me really interested. I was like, this doesn't look too hard. I use Reaper already. So I went home and I ended up downloading Ableton, and then I ended up, watching a few videos. She actually did a class here in LA, and I was fortunate enough to attend it. And it's just been evolving from there. So in the future, I'm probably still going to be working with some producers, and probably also still doing my demos. And I may or may not go back to that album I just released and remaster it, but I know I'll probably pick a few songs and definitely remaster those once I get a little more confident in my skill, at mastering and producing everything.
yeah, yeah. That's it's something that it's great to hear you talking about it. I don't even mean to sound condescending, because of course you're doing everything on your own, and you understand that, like, mixing, mastering, recording, it's all stuff. It takes techniques, and
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you can, yeah, but if you get the main gist of it, I've noticed, you can be really good at engineering and producing, but at the end of the day, and most really good producers will say this as well, it's all about the song. If it's a good song, it's going to find its way. So
Hmm.
it doesn't matter how much, cutting and pasting you do. If the song just isn't there, it's it's not there. So it's all about the song, and that's why I also like the basic. When you're doing your demos, because I hear, as an artist, I don't need to hear all the bells and whistles with music. I hear the song, and that's what I'm listening to, the song. So that's really cool, and I'm really looking forward to it. So 2 days, and we are going to hear. What's the name of the song?
It's called Take It All.
Take it all.
It's like
And
it's a love song, yeah.
okay, and how are you inspired with writing your lyrics? What types of things inspire you, or is it just random? Do things just hit you sometimes, or what is it that usually inspires you?
It honestly all falls back to my spirituality because I'm a deeply spiritual being. Everything I do every day is very ritualistic with these things that I do to keep myself where I am and who I am. And it's religion, it's philosophy, and all of this gets embedded in my music. Like behind the screens, like the song that I had, Reborn, is about like a spiritual awakening. It's these books that I read, philosophy, religion. That's what's behind all of the music, honestly.
Okay.
Like I say, it's a love song, but it's also a love song about finding oneself. So it's like a love song to myself, which sounds really, narcissistic maybe, but I like thinking from an outside point of view. Like if I am, already dead or something and I'm looking back on my life from wherever I'm at, what am I going to be seeing?
Well, I think people have to understand, or they forget about this sometimes, but songs are stories, and every song is even if it's something real from your actual life that you're writing about, it's still the song is a fake thing. It's a story. It's a fictional thing, and that's the beauty of being an artist, because you can create anything you want in this fantasy world of being an artist and a musician, and it's just amazing that's why I love doing it all the time, because you can have so much fun.
Yeah.
You can say what you want. People get offended by certain things, but at the end of the day, if you look at it like, yeah, but it's certain things you can say can offend people. Let's say that, but it's just art, though. At the end of the day, if you don't have bad intentions underneath and you're just creating something for a purpose or whatever, I think it's great. I love hearing different people's expressions, and
Yeah.
all that stuff is awesome. And so 2 days it's coming out, and is it the video? The video will be with it.
Um, I'm
Or
probably
is
gonna
that
wait
just the
2 days
song?
after to that following
Okay.
Saturday before I release the video,
Okay.
but it's all within the same time period, like next weekend or this upcoming weekend, rather.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll definitely share that with everybody when it's out, so we can all get to listen to it. I know I'll be looking forward to hearing it as well. So, um, and I don't know, what else can we talk about? Is there anything else that you want to mention before we start wrapping up the stream, or anything that you got going on recently that you're working on that you want to talk about?
Um, I don't know. I guess that's kind of it. I started off saying how Velvet Division had their demos out and all of that, and I think it's important for people to keep. I mean, it's a recurring theme in our conversation to keep that raw mentality of the song in that moment. Like when you said, "Oh, I hear you," and as an artist, I can hear what the song is and what you were, constructing in the song, and I don't need all these fancy bells and whistles. So yeah, I just want to applaud you guys. I don't know if anybody else from there's watching, but that was really
Well,
cool. I
there are
think
people
more
watching. There are
people should
people watching.
pursue that. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Break Me Down, they are a band that I had on the Chaos stream, and they got, I guess, inspired by these live streams that now the whole band is starting to do live streams individually, which I think is a great idea. I would love for Velvet Division to do that too, but I think, some people, it's not easy to get in front. Like, I commend you for joining me today. You're an artist, so of course you can get in front of the camera, but it's not easy for some even bands and people in bands to want to get in front of the camera and go live and put themselves out there. So as my J just falls, but yeah, so it's a good idea for. Now this is just you. There's no other. You're not working with anybody else. You're just by yourself in this project.
This upcoming one that's going to be released, I did with a producer named Jesse Covitz over here in LA. But everything else
Okay.
I've released before that was all just me. Everything I have currently at this moment is all me.
Yeah. So it's in some ways I'd have to say that it's almost easier, because when you have more cooks in the kitchen, then everybody's got their thoughts, and you have to have. But that's the thing. A band is great if they can work together well. But if there's certain members in the band that don't work together well, then it makes it very difficult. But when it's just you, it's all a matter if you're working well. If you have a good day,
That's,
it's good for you. If you have a bad day, then it's bad for you, because it's only you.
yeah. Like
So
with me just working on something, I could maybe turn something out after it's written in about a month or so, and then I added somebody else, my producer, and it took a few extra months to do it. And I can only imagine if we added a drummer or a guitarist in there too that she has to mix in, it'd probably take a little bit longer. So it's all part of that,
hmm, I don't know,
what you were
man.
talking about. Yeah.
I'm loving your vibe, and I think that your work ethics are really fantastic. And I think I'm excited to hear this song with you working with a producer, because I'm assuming that it might have some different things to it that maybe we haven't heard before. It's just you doing yourself, so that'll be something that we just have to hear. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's a little bit more uplifting. It's a little bit
Okay.
more poppy, which
Yeah.
I'm unable to do. Like you know, I'm such in a mood right now. Like, and at this point in my life, it's like I can only really produce this kind of music, like this strange, like pill rocky kind of music. It all starts on the guitar, you know. Then I give it to somebody else, and then she can turn it into this like poppy song, and it's like, wow, this sounds very uplifting now. I like it.
Hmm. Yeah, hopefully that works out well because I think it's always good if you can work with somebody that can get onto your same level and vibe the same way that you're doing it because it's always a good thing when you get somebody else's outside perspective of a song. I know I would prefer to work with a producer. I produced the Velvet Division stuff, the stuff that you're talking about. I mixed it, all that stuff. But personally, as the drummer in the band, I would rather just focus on playing the drums. It would be so much easier than worrying about everything else. But until we get to that level and until we get a person that can do that for us, I'll do it myself because I can. But it's always nice to just focus on the music if that's what you want to do. Some people love to do producing and creating the music at the same time. That's cool too.
It's always a great skill to have. It's like, oh, well, I can do that. I know this software, you know?
California has strict lockdown rules now. How are you dealing with that? Somebody, Sandy Alito asked.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of out here in the sticks. There's like two
Yeah.
stores around me, and I have to drive like a little over an hour to get to any kind of civilization, honestly, like down the mountain. So I
Yeah.
don't do that too often anyways. And it's not like I'm trying to play any shows. And I know there's actually a place down here around the corner from where I live in this town, and they're allowing people to do live performances for a little bit there, just a little bit.
Okay.
But it was exciting to hear, you know, you drive by and you're like, wait, what was that? I hear live music, you know? It really gets your attention when you don't hear it for a while.
Mm. It's going to be exciting when the shows open back up. It's going to be a big flock of people going right away, and that'll be interesting time. But we're not there yet, so we have some more time to wait. And in the meantime, we will be enjoying live streams. We'll be enjoying new releases from many great artists, including yourself. In 2 days, we have your song coming out, so we'll be looking forward to that. And yeah, it's been a really pleasant treat having you on. Like I said, I think you have really good energy, and I'm looking forward to keeping in touch with you, even after the stream, of course, when we start a relationship, and hopefully we can do this again when you have some new material that you want to talk about or just come on and talk. I think it's been great.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was nice being here. I like the energy too. It's nice to get it all into words.
Yeah, and it's usually because my helper, the Jay, he's always with me. So I don't know why I said that, but I keep seeing him everywhere, so that's why.
Yeah, he had to go down and see directly into our eyes now. He's right there.
I know. He's moving by himself. It's crazy. I didn't even do that. But anyway, that was my funny attempt to be funny. I will end the stream here. And again, thank you very much. We will keep everybody follow Daughter of the Water. And she has music coming out 2 days. I will post it on my stories and share it with everybody. If you like the music, don't just like it and go to bed or do whatever you do. Like it and share it with your friends to help spread Courtney Nord's music around so more people can enjoy it, because that's the point. If you like something, to share it, and it's very important. So definitely do that. And let's end the stream here. So what I normally say at the end of every stream, I'll see you on the next stream.
time.
Rock and roll. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye. Thank you.